This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Therapy Online. Being happy is great. Moments of joy are great. But being whole and complete is the real life goal. Visit betterhelp.com/allies and get on your journey to finding wholeness.
Hello. Welcome to the Easy Allies podcast. I'm Daniel Bloodworth, coming to you from Los Angeles, California. This week I'm joined by Bradley Ellis.
Hello.
Michael Damiani.
What's up?
And in the control room, we've got Isla Hink.
Hey.
Hey. And our spear-throwing confidant, Gabby.
Wait, what?
She says what? From Grounded, you were
throwing spears yesterday. You just made a bunch of spears, started chucking them at bombardier beetles.
She says that's true.
Friends, we're here to talk about all the biggest headlines in video games this week. The Witcher's getting a remake.
Yeah.
PlayStation London has a new game up their sleeves. And it's time to check out last month's NPDs.
Yes.
Also, we're trying out something new this week. We've been streaming our behind-the-scenes tapings to our $20 Patreon tier for a few months now. But this week, we're doing that publicly on Twitch. There won't be a VOD of the taping afterwards, and it won't include some of the things like the ad reads or the bonus love and respect questions. But this is something we're experimenting with, and hopefully we'll get some new eyes on the podcast and new people coming into our Twitch channel to see more of the things that we are already here doing. We're looking to get some new rewards for that $20 tier as well. I've been playing with some ideas, so we'll have further announcements about that. In any case, before we get started, we need to choose a workout, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Listeners, we are currently in the process of training our custom character, Dawn Romantica. Each week, patrons submit characters for Dawn to work out with, and we choose a partner we think will be the best fit to raise her stats. Last week, we practiced Zandatsu with Raiden from Metal Gear, boosting Dawn's swordsmanship. This week, we've got 3 more potential candidates. From Philip Cass, Master Chief.
Whoa.
Just going to run Dawn through various elements of Halsey's Spartan training program, utilizing active camo to avoid detection from enemies. Catchphrase, finish the fight. From Riggs Ray, Donkey Kong. Dawn and Donkey Kong will run obstacle courses using strictly quadrupedal movement patterns, such as bear crawls, gorilla walks, bounding, and the classic Kong Volt.
There you
Sick.
Catchphrase, hoo-wee. There you go. Brad knows it. And from Dustin McNabb, Parthenax.
Whoa.
The ancient dragon and leader of the Greybeards in Skyrim. Dawn will stay at the mountain sanctuary High Hrothgar and train with Parthenax by shouting at people until they fall over.
It's pretty good.
Catchphrase, the will to power is in our blood. You feel it in yourself, do you not?
Full up.
So Master Chief, Donkey Kong, or Parthenax?
But shouting is like talking stuff, right? We have no talking.
We have no speech.
We have negative speech.
We have negative
So
speech.
would we be able to even like shout?
So we've been doing the min-max build right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I recall last time you were like, no speech.
Yeah, no speech.
Yeah.
Our character seems to be like a dex character with high sword.
And Master Chief is like
Camo,
like stealth. Do we have stealth?
Well, you've got stealth.
We got
a
stealth,
plus
but we
2
can
stealth.
bump it up more.
Oh,
So
this is right.
I'd obviously want to say Donkey Kong, but for the build of the character, like Donkey Kong, maybe we get some agility. I don't know.
I think we're good with either of those two.
Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with either. What do you think, Isla?
I'm also fine with either. Just for the jolly vibes, I'll go Donkey Kong.
Okay.
Donkey Kong.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
There we go. That gives us +1 strength and +1 flexibility.
Hey.
Ooh.
Flexibility's good.
Yeah.
Now we can do the limbo.
Blood will just change it to a different stat later.
Of course.
Which would give Dawn stats +2 strength, +5 swordsmanship, +4 flexibility, +2 stealth, +1 defense, -1 speech, +1 shapeshifting, +1 navigation.
That shapeshifting is coming in real handy.
It's gonna come in.
It's like a weird experimental stat.
We gotta lower that speech
We got
more.
like squirrel form or something, just something small.
I usually don't share too much about the other options, but if you had gone Master Chief, you would have lost more speech.
Oh damn! 'Cause he barely speaks.
That's
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Hey, he speaks more in Infinite, okay?
That's true. He's
That
very
is true.
talkative.
He's a chatterbox.
He's cracking wise.
Thanks to everyone who participated today. Become a patron for $5 or more to submit to Workout Buddies, and watch out for the Love and Respect post I put up each Monday or Tuesday every week. Dawn's on her way to the locker room, and now we must answer for the mistakes we made in last week's episode. Isla, begin corrections music, please.
Boop.
You guys just played it, so you probably saw this now. There is no QuickTime event in original RE4 when you fight the first enemy.
at
Hubert
the
and
beginning?
Damiani kept talking about this QuickTime event that happens in that house, and it's just a cutscene.
QuickTime. No, you shoot the thing.
Yeah, it's a cutscene, and then you go to combat.
Yeah, you just shoot him.
Yeah.
Did I say there's a QuickTime?
Hubert at least was saying it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I think
not
he said it
saying
a couple of
anything.
times in there.
Yeah. The first QTE prompt is to jump out the window. It's not even QTE. It's just a prompt.
Yeah, somebody was saying it was the boulder, and I'm like, I don't think it's the boulder. Yeah.
You know
Well,
what we got confused is the guy with the axe, I think, later on, where you kick or something like that and you break his neck. That's what I think we were getting confused about.
Gotcha.
Because the guy in the 4 remake had his neck broken like that. And I think
maybe,
Hubert said
maybe
that
you're talking about
happens.
maybe you're talking about like it. Yeah, I get it. I feel like the boulder is the first forced QTE event.
I think
that you
so.
can't get around. Yeah.
A lot of people came to Telltale's defense because Hubert was talking about they were sort of like weren't doing as big of things, and all of a sudden they blew up with The Walking
Right.
Dead, which is true. But a lot of people were like, "No, the 7 Max and Monkey Island games and the things that they did in the early days were all really good. Just because they're not as popular doesn't mean that they were looked down upon." While we didn't specifically mention the figure, Hubert referenced Helena Taylor's claim of Bayonetta being a $450 million franchise, which doesn't seem to have any sort of justification
no,
whatsoever.
No source there.
We don't know
Throwing it out.
where that number's coming from, but it does not seem anywhere near likely. And then Brad,
Yes.
we have a rundown of Slippy's mechanical and technical accomplishments. General maintenance of the R-Wings.
Didn't I back him up?
I
on this?
thought Brad did.
You were questioning it.
But I backed him up over someone else. Who was the other person?
The first thing you were like is like, what does Slippy even do as a mechanic? The other one was Tails.
No, I was talking shit on Tails.
Yeah,
I was
I
back
thought
I was back at
yeah,
I
Slippy.
went back and listened to it, so I don't know.
You should listen again,
This
Blood.
Slippy-
I didn't listen to the
he made
whole thing,
He made
but
the
I listened to what they were
Landmaster
talking
and
about.
Aquamarine.
Yes, that's what we're getting at.
Yeah.
We're getting-
Live chat also believes that he backed
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
I would much rather talk trash on Tails than Slippy. Because I said Tails is just going to make a dumb, like, airplane. Like, yeah.
In any case, for whoever was wondering, general maintenance of the R-Wings, the boss life bar HUD, you can't see it if he's not around, built the Blue Marine, built the Landmaster, finding a hidden enemy stealth squadron with his radar and Star Fox Assault, creating the security camera / turret defense system used in Star Fox Guard, made a
God.
training VR headset for the team in an anime prequel to Star Fox Zero.
What? There's an anime prequel?
I never heard of
It's
it.
on
Whoa.
YouTube, I think. Nintendo put it up there.
Oh.
Created the cloaking device item in Super Smash Bros. Melee, as well as the blasters and down B reflectors that Fox and Falco use.
That's so funny.
His father, Beltino Toad,
Yeah.
is chief engineer at Space Dynamics, the company that designed the R-Wings. And that's it. That's that one.
Okay.
Next one for Brad as well.
That first one wasn't for me.
That first one wasn't for Brad, I feel like.
Cool it, Brad.
Leon has special forces training. Oh yeah, you said that Leon has special forces training. You mentioned BSAA, Resident Evil's Fiction Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance. That's where Chris is from.
I don't think I said he's
But
BSAA.
Leon never worked there.
Yeah, I
Leon's
know
in
that.
like the president's special division.
I know, yeah.
Right.
He's in the president's.
Yeah, Leon is a federal agent at the Division of Security
Did I say
Operations
BSAA?
DSO. You said it real quick. It was kind of like under your breath, but it was there.
Okay.
That's
I know he
Chris.
didn't do that. Yeah, that's Chris.
And this one's for Huber, so we'll have to get it back to him.
I don't know what to believe on this anymore.
Nintendo's customer service line, 800-255-3700, absolutely is still in service.
That was for
Whoa.
me. I said that.
Blood,
It's still for Huber, because Huber's the one that needs to call it.
Well, I was the one that thought it might not be in service, so.
I did check these things.
These are some-
We did say
So
these
maybe that
things.
one for Brad was like you were.
Loose
I'm gonna
goosey
I'm gonna look
ass.
at this, Blood. You're bad at admitting mistakes, so I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna check this out.
If you have a correction, even if it's a correction to somebody else's correction, leave it in the YouTube comments.
I want to hear so many corrections of Blood's corrections.
Leave it on either the public version or the patron version of this episode. Start with the word correction so I can find it, and leave a timestamp for that part of the video that you are correcting so I know what we were talking about.
And say who you're actually correcting.
And corrections music.
Boop.
All right. This is sort of a game announcement. Sort of not a game announcement. We sort of knew this was happening, but we didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
We also don't have anything to show for it yet. But previously mentioned under the codename Canis Majoris, they're making a remake of the first Witcher game.
Good idea.
Yeah,
That game needs it.
that game does.
Yeah.
That game needs it.
This is going to be on Unreal Engine 5 using the same custom tools that they're going to be working on the new Witcher trilogy for. It's going to be developed by Fool's Theory with CDPR supervision. And if you're not familiar with Fool's Theory, which I definitely was not,
No.
it's the team that includes a lot of veteran staff from CD Projekt Red.
Oh, okay.
People that worked on Witcher 2 and Witcher 3.
Nice.
So, yeah.
That's good. Yeah, I think this is a great remake to announce, especially because I know a lot of people came in The Witcher for Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Or they came in with 2 even, because 2 was on console at least, or Xbox at least. But like, a lot of people didn't play 1. 1 came out a very long time ago. They did do the enhanced edition, I remember, but
Yeah,
man,
they did
that
an enhanced
game-
edition for each one of them, basically, yeah.
The gameplay, especially the combat, is so rough. Like, I played that game a long time ago. Dude, I remember that game being rough at the time, even still. Like, the mouse clicking on it with the sword attacks.
Yeah.
Ugh. Definitely needs some work. So that they're redoing it now, that's great. I love that. Especially, it's a great time with, the show being popular and everything like that, too.
Absolutely.
And they're working on the sequel, whatever it's going to be. So, yeah, I think that's a great idea.
That might line up too.
It could.
I don't know how many seasons they're going to do for the show, and I've heard that they're doing weird stuff with it compared to the books, anyways.
Yeah,
But
that's a good idea. It's a good thought.
but
bro.
because it does, it is a continuation.
Yes.
It comes after the books. Damiani.
Oh, I think they said season 3 was announced for summer of next year, so maybe season 4. So I doubt this remake's gonna
Yeah.
be
Oh,
out
this
by
is
next
gonna be
summer.
just barely good.
This could be
Yeah.
like
Just
4 years.
barely
it
started.
Probably.
I saw the social media joke going around like, so it's actually a sequel.
Oh, why is that?
What other game is called remake but is really not just a
Oh.
remake?
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we not
It's a-
say it?
So, I mean, it's a spoiler. So
Yes, yeah. You can figure it out.
you can figure out.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. So like maybe there'll be some changes.
Yeah, check out our spoiler.
No. I mean, we mentioned the combat, but the game has a lot of room.
Yeah, it does.
to be better.
Definitely.
It was first released in 2007.
Yep.
It was one of the first games that I played when I started getting back into PC gaming.
Because it was PC only, yeah.
Yeah, and it was. I got back into PC stuff right around the time that Witcher 2 was in the preview cycle.
Oh, okay.
And so like I was excited from what I was seeing from Witcher 2 and what like Justin Miguel were saying about it in their previews and all of that. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, Witcher was one of the first ones that I picked up.
Yeah.
And yeah, like we were saying, it was rough.
Yeah.
But it had that strength of the narrative, of the choices, of the kind of gray moral decisions.
Yeah, and the world was super cool then and everything like that. Even like the potion stuff was cool back then and all that stuff.
And like the closest thing that we had to really compare it to at that moment was, like Mass Effect, right? The Paragon and Renegade and all of that. And it was like, here's something that's not just about being good or bad. Here's something where you don't really know who the good guys are and the bad guys are.
Yeah, I just remember Mike telling me about it because Mike was into PC gaming back then too. and I remember it looked really good at the time. I was like, whoa, this looks awesome. And it was kind of that time where you got like exclusive PC games. Like a lot of that's changed now. Like there's still some of that, but like huge budget AAA game, I guess that was PC only. It's like it seems like those days are kind of gone now.
Well, and it was their first game.
Yeah, put them on the map.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's like what
that's
started
the first
them
time
as
I
a
heard of them.
developer.
Yeah.
Before that, they essentially were doing what they're doing with GOG. Where
And Blood remakes are doing pretty well for game companies now, so it makes sense to me to remake it to get, because they can just do 2 after that if they want also.
Yeah. How much do you remember about that story?
Not much. I remember fighting a cockatrice in the sewer. That's what I remember.
I do remember those stories.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what I remember.
Wandering around Vizima a lot. But I think to me, even though it's been a long time and like my memory is definitely hazy, after I had gotten to know the franchise more and especially had read some of the books, I haven't read all the books yet still. One of these days I'll get back in there and catch up. It definitely in hindsight feels like they didn't have the confidence yet
right.
to like really go all in on it. And so it's like, that's where you see things where it's like, okay, Geralt has amnesia, so he's not going to be talking a lot about past exploits or catching up with too many of his old friends. There's a couple of people in there, of course, and so they didn't have Yennefer in the first 2 games at all,
right?
Which was kind of a shock for a lot of people because it's like you start with the games with picking between Triss or Shani, and then Triss carries over into Witcher 2 as well. And then the other thing that's really funny to look back in hindsight is that they basically they pulled a Ciri without having Ciri, to where like they just have like another child named Alvin.
I don't remember
who's
this.
basically like a lot of the same, and you like whoever your companion is like kind of helps to raise them and all of that. Yeah. But it's like it just very much feels like, okay, we've got to stand in for Ciri. It's going to be this kid.
Yeah,
we don't want to mess with Ciri.
No. But yeah, now they could do it actually, have it line up better with 3 and stuff.
But so I wonder, is because like 3 acknowledges him. So I'm curious like how they might adapt that while keeping it.
Maybe he'll just have more. I feel like they'll put Ciri in more than him. Ciri seems like such a more important character that people know.
But she's already past all of that kind of stuff.
I know, but you never know. I think they'll introduce her more, especially because she's in the show a lot too. So just makes me feel like she'll be included more. But not, maybe she won't have the same role as him though, or whatever.
It's interesting.
Yeah. Super exciting, especially like you said, they have like more of an idea what they want that franchise to be now. And like after, of course, Witcher 3, which I think is an incredible game.
Yeah. And if this Witcher trilogy, like one of the potential things that it could be is actually following Ciri instead of Geralt.
Maybe.
You take one of those endings and make that the canon ending or whatever.
That might be the new games, though.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay, the new games. Yeah. That's what I thought they'd be.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's a cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Gabby, do we have any questions from the chat? We're trying this thing out.
Yeah, we do.
Hit me with one.
I'm not Gabby, but you didn't get up to come to the mic, so we have a few.
Yeah.
Good ones. I put actually 2 in the rundown.
Oh, hit me with those 2. Let's see.
Do you want to hit him?
Are you gonna read the ones you chose?
Oh my God. JDman94. Do you think they'll change it to be open world?
Ooh, interesting.
They were just like big areas from what I remember, right?
Yeah, Witcher 1 and 2, I mean, you had a lot of freedom to go around, but they weren't like open world.
Yeah, because you would go to different places, I think.
They might just like get rid of loading screens
maybe
and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be like maybe Witcher 3 style in that sense, but maybe. This game's far away, so who knows?
Vizima could definitely be built out a lot more for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
We have some more if you want.
Yeah, hit me with one more.
Gabby's going to hit you with one more.
I also have some funny comments if you want to hear them. Someone asked if they should play The Witcher 1 now or wait for the remake since it'll probably come out in like five years.
I think we were basically saying we do not recommend that. I would probably just check. Yeah, I mean, if you're really curious to where it's coming from.
I think it's better with mods if you're into that, but...
Yeah.
We also have a lot of people saying they distrust CDPR.
Yeah, I get it.
So
Totally.
people saying like, oh, they have one more chance, or they're straight up not going to play it unless it's proven to be really good.
Yeah, just wait. Don't buy it right away. I would say just wait till it comes out.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
mean, this game is.
This game's
as we're saying, it's probably not
far.
going to be like this huge, crazy, ambitious thing. It's going to be on Unreal
Yeah, I'm
Engine
totally
5.
cool with a smaller scale Witcher
Yeah.
thing. That seems great.
And Screaming Argonaut asks, but will it be on Switch?
Probably not.
No, Switch.
Definitely got
2.
3
Switch
running
2.
on.
Super Switch. Switch U.
But I bet it will be on Switch too.
yeah.
It'll be on whatever's current for
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, if Witcher 3's on Switch, for God's sakes, it's like, yeah, I think so.
Next up, I don't know how much you got to catch up on this. There's not a lot of detail, but GamesIndustry.biz revealed the next game from PlayStation's London studio.
I just saw the screenshot or whatever.
Yeah, that's basically all we've got,
Okay.
that screenshot. So you can put that up for the chat to look at.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to get it right away. When you get to it, just let me know. But if you're not totally up to speed, who's London Studio? What do they do? So they do The Getaway back
Yes.
in the day.
Yes.
That's the one. It's just concept art,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
not like a
that's
full-on
all.
screenshot. They did SingStar.
right. That probably kept him going for a long time.
They did the iToy on the PS2.
Okay.
Gangs of London on PlayStation Portable, which I am not
never played it.
familiar with.
London on PSP.
And don't know.
That sounds like something Huber would know.
Yes.
Hubert played it for sure.
They did the iPet for the PlayStation 3, PlayStation Eye. Do you remember
a
this
lot
thing?
Of these types of games. Okay.
It was an augmented reality, like a little pet, it was like a Tamagotchi sort of thing. It was a little furball.
Man.
This cute little guy. They did the Wonder Book.
When I remember Wonder Book, it's just that presentation that pops in my head.
They've worked a lot on PlayStation Home. Rest in peace. VR Worlds, that kind of like sampler disc that they had, like a lot of the old
Didn't we
E3
see
demos
that?
and stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then Blood and Truth, which they basically,
I heard those games were fun. I
Yeah.
never played them.
yeah.
What is so funny about all of those that you just listed is like that feels exactly like what Meta is trying to do right now. It's like they didn't change anything from back then. They're just doing PlayStation Home and Wonder Book again.
Home was ahead of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's an interesting pivot because
Live service pivot, probably.
they're making like a bigger type of game. Yeah.
Great.
And looks, at least co-op or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
so it's online co-op. It's like a blending of real-world London with fantasy elements. So for listeners, we're looking at this concept art where you're looking at London. You can see Big Ben. You can see this big dragon on a bridge. There's a goblin looking at a phone on top of a phone booth.
But it's
like glitching out.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like tethered to the pink demon who
Oh,
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
pink demon in the
who's
front.
using her power, their power, to raise up the platforms that the
other
other
players
person
jumping.
jumped up to do
They're doing
some
some
kind of
astral chaining, it looks
yeah.
And then there's a whole bunch of goblins and stuff under the bridge as well.
like. And a very satisfying like film grain filter over the whole concept art, yeah.
Did they say if it was PvP also?
They didn't talk
Okay.
and say anything about PvP. They,
Okay.
they said online co-op.
Okay. I wonder if it'll be
the
like
focus.
a Monster Hunter game or something like that.
Yeah, I could see that direction just from this concept art.
I like this like fun graffito of a cartoonish
Sure.
goblin coming through like a portal.
Yeah.
What was that game Spellbound that just got bought by someone as well? I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like-
Spell
yeah, like-
Break.
like-
Is that what it's called? I can't remember. It's the battle royale game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could
Where you
be.
have you're squad based or whatever. So maybe you're going in and it's like London's the map.
Yeah,
It keeps changing
this
up.
has like PvP, PvE elements. It
Yeah.
looks like at least.
Yeah. One of the guys that used to be at London Studio with a lot of these projects, he went over to Team Asobi.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where like
Got it.
that lineage came from.
Got it.
But yeah, like a lot of people were just expecting these guys to work on.
A PSVR 2 game?
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
Maybe they are. Maybe they have two teams. I don't know. I don't know how
It
big
doesn't
they
sound
are.
like it.
So
I
this
mean,
could be a VR game.
it doesn't sound like this is a
doesn't
VR
sound
game
like
either,
it.
no. But they were saying they were they were inspired by Guerrilla switching from Killzone to Horizon.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Interesting.
And they kind of did this, kind of internal thing where they just had a bunch of people pitching ideas and threw a lot of stuff at the wall, and they went with the one that the team was most excited about.
Yeah, I guess that seems interesting because Guerrilla was known for Killzone, like many Killzone games, but it sounds like they were doing a bunch of different types of games already.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like they were talking about just like
that's
playing
cool.
around with new tech and new ideas. It's like
that's
what
fun.
They love to do.
Yeah, they specifically say, Mr. Showtime says in the GIR or GamesIndustry.biz article that there's no VR, AR, or unique microphone mechanics in this game. Also, Blood, clutch move getting the classic raisin
Dude,
boxes,
I had some
dude.
of those earlier too.
Oh
Nice.
man, I'm living
nice.
right now.
Nice. Sometimes there we go. That's what we're talking about. Experiment.
Yeah, I guess it's just one
Get
of
some
those
raisins.
new live service games Sony said they were doing like 10 of or
Right.
whatever. So, I mean, it's hard to get like excited about this, but I guess the idea sounds cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think
They're an
I
interesting
understand what you
team.
mean, because when I heard this and they're like, okay, fantasy online co-op, like the first thing that came to mind is like, oh, okay, they're gonna make a Genshin Impact game.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, sure.
but once I saw all that stuff that they've made in the past, then it makes me think that like, okay, this could be a lot more than
That's
just a standard run in a
What I was going to
mill.
say is it's an interesting studio who's done so many different things to see their approach to this type of game, whatever it's going to end up being.
It is on a new engine
Okay.
called the Soho engine.
So
which
that's
is
their own engine?
being built specifically for PS5.
Oh. Do they say if it's their engine, though? Or is
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
Oh, I don't know if more Sony teams used it or not. How, like, some people use Decima,
Right.
Well, at least Kojima did. But, yeah, I mean, cool new engine. That's sweet, I guess.
Honest question. I mean, I guess besides having to pay, Epic for using their engine, but like, you probably waste that much time and energy and money making your own engine. Like, why make your own
Maybe,
engine?
if it
like,
works
honest
well.
question.
I mean,
It's
I think
still
it
a lot
depends
of
on what
money.
you want to do.
I guess, yeah.
Like if you know the metal on the PS5, then I think Sony's definitely got a leg up on that over other people.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
I think Sony and Nintendo first party engines make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But then as we've seen with the Capcom, the RE engine has
Their own engine, yeah.
been killing it. It does what
That's
they want it
true.
to
That
do.
engine rules. And then other people, if you make a good one, other people start using it.
Like
and
Frostbite.
pay you.
Everyone's
yeah.
favorite.
Everyone's favorite, Frostbite. And Lumberyard.
Yeah.
And what's the other Ubisoft ones? Teardrop or whatever.
Oh, right. Snowdrop.
Snowdrop.
Snowdrop. Yeah, sorry.
62% of chat likes raisins. Good stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah, I get them in my antioxidant nut mix at the market. Come with the berries and raisins. It's good.
You getting rid of those free radicals, bro?
Free Radical, another designer.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah,
if there's
seems
anything
cool.
else to pick out on that?
Yeah.
Most of the rest of the article is really just talking about studio culture and all the
Yeah,
things
yeah.
that they've
I like the concept
done
art,
and
so...
awards that they've won from the people writing the article, which I
Yeah.
thought was a little strange.
Who did The Getaway? I always forget.
That was them.
That was them? Okay.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Getaway, Gangs of London, Blood and Truth, like them building London, like they know that.
Yeah, that's a great point, Blood. Yeah. Man, yeah, that could be really sweet.
Let's build London again in a
build
new
it.
engine and put dragons in it.
Yeah.
There.
Good stuff. Next up, the heads of Rocksteady
Oh.
have announced they're moving on.
Yeah.
They're about to do something else. Co-founders and studio heads, Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker, are leaving the studio at the end of the year to begin a new adventure in gaming.
Like, I don't know if this is necessarily calls for it, but, I see red flags with stuff like this happening when the game's not out, and especially after Gotham Knights. I know they're different teams, but they're all...
That's totally different teams.
I know, but they are under the WB umbrella, so that makes me think maybe there's some concern with WB themselves managing them and then wanting to get the hell out, or the game's not coming together, or the work could be done and they're just moving on.
Yeah.
I mean, with how they're doing HBO, maybe the writing is on the wall,
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
I think it might be more indicative of the WB Discovery merger.
Yes.
That they're just not liking the direction the whole company is heading, and it's maybe just time to get out of there. Because I mean, who knows? Maybe they can't win. Like maybe this is the smart move. Who knows? What there's so much uncertainty. Like, will they even keep Rocksteady around? Like, there's rumors of like more cuts to and more divisions getting like axed and gutted at WB Discovery. So probably would not want to hang out there much longer. It'd probably be looking to move on somewhere else for sure.
Yeah. Well, from their, obviously PR approved letter, they did say that Suicide Squad is pretty much nearly finished. And then taking their place are going to be Nathan Berlow, who was previously the director of production, and he was a founding member of Rocksteady back in 2004, as well as Darius Sadigian. It's interesting. Like, it's an interesting company because they haven't done a whole lot. They have a very good reputation for what they have done.
Yes.
They were founded in 2004. They were acquired by WB in 2010. And basically what they've made is they made a game called Urban Chaos Riot Response, which I looked this up because I've never played this and I didn't know anything about it. There's also another Urban Chaos game
Mike's played
made by
Urban
someone
Chaos.
completely
Are
different.
these like helicopter games?
No.
Oh.
So it was weird. It was like a PS2 game that came out like in the transition when like 360 and PS3 were starting. And it has like it's a first-person shooter, and you're like in a city, but then you're also like interacting a lot with like firefighters and like paramedics and stuff.
It's like Disaster Day of Crisis.
It feels a little bit like that. It's just
Interesting.
yeah. And then they went from that straight into Arkham.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's like they did that game. They made 4 Arkham games, and they're working on Suicide Squad. And then we've heard reports about canceled games.
They
in
made
between.
3.
It looks like Riot
No,
Response.
they made a VR game too.
You're right. I forgot about the VR game.
Riot Response might be like a later game. Like Urban Chaos 1999 was an IDOS game.
Yeah, it was a different game.
So it's like, completely different?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wild.
They might be like in the same franchise in some weird way. I don't know.
I'll look
But they
into
are
it.
definitely different games.
I don't know, but this just adds to my... I'm like concerned about Justice League already. Or sorry, Kill the Justice League Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I'm already nervous about that because it's a 4-player co-op game.
Right.
And I worry about that blending together and being fun to play because I gotta play Gotham Knights a little bit. It does not move together in any way that I would want in some cool ways. So I do worry it'll be chaotic, but Rocksteady has had a very good track record in this universe, so that brings me some comfort. But this is just like a thing in the back of my mind now of these two leaving.
Yeah.
Well, it was published by IDOS, so who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, it may have been an existing franchise or whatever, but they didn't exist when that first game came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just also a product of bad timing in terms of
Yes,
optics
it is.
because
Right.
Gotham Knights could turn around with updates, but right now it's being, it's not in the greatest state. It is getting a lot of criticism leveraged against it, and to have these two depart in the next game, everything that Brad just said, like those concerns are just going to, be amplified now because, but I mean, it also doesn't guarantee that the game is in any sort of troubles. Maybe take them at their word, saying, yeah, it's pretty much done. It's in a good state. You get to see it soon, hopefully. And yeah, I think I would give Rocksteady the benefit of the doubt. Not that any studio should be above reproach. I mean, we've seen earlier, we were talking about CD Projekt Red, and
Right.
Cyberpunk initial launch was a big misstep for them. So even Rocksteady could have like a misstep, especially when they're doing something that isn't single player focused, which I think a lot of people wanted that to be their
Right.
next game, but don't write it off just yet, just because these two are departing. Just
Right.
countless studios where key figures have left, and the game that we're
Yeah,
working
of
on
course.
still turns out just fine.
Yeah. It's definitely more than 2 people, but
And I
it just
think
concerns me.
with, at least now they've had that last Suicide Squad movie,
Yeah.
which, the previous one was definitely not something that people wanted to see more
It's
of.
terrible.
So the more recent one, I think, is a little bit better received for sure.
And then the show with Peacemaker,
Yeah.
continuing that arc, and then James Gunn being announced to take over, co-take over DC and all of like the DC film and animation and stuff. So the person behind Suicide Squad's like revival. So they probably want to like maybe make sure this like a game with the Suicide Squad label on it probably lives up to expectations.
Yeah.
So I would pin a little bit higher hopes on that effort than unfortunately Gotham Knights.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think to me the thing that I worry about is not Suicide Squad so much as what happens after. Because I think when you lose this leadership, and thankfully, one of these guys that's replacing them has been there the whole time. That does make
that is nice.
a
Yeah,
difference.
definitely.
But yeah, I could see that with the leaders departing, then other people in the company being like, all right, they're out.
Falling apart.
I'll head out too.
Yeah.
But it all sort of depends.
Poached.
Like, were they able to push back against things that WB might have wanted that they didn't want to do? And would these new leaders be able to do that in the same degree? Or would they get roped into something that's not as strong as their past efforts?
Yeah. It's a good concern.
Lot that could happen either way.
Fun fact. I went down the rabbit hole on Urban Chaos Riot Response. The player controls a character named Nick Mason, who is one of the two guys from Mr. Sunday Movies, which is a YouTube channel I like.
Oh, funny.
Anyway.
Throw out a question or two from the chats if we got them.
Yeah, Mr. Showtime was wondering, do you think PlayStation will invest in helping them found a new studio like they have with a few others recently?
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe.
there's a lot of players out there right now
Yeah.
that you could get investment with.
Yeah. And it seems like now's the time for companies to do that. People are hungry to.
Well,
get people
PlayStation's
under the
hungry to combat the Microsoft Activision
Yeah.
deal.
Definitely.
So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And they should be.
Also, I mean, don't discount Microsoft. I mean,
No,
they
of
might
course
see
not.
that talent
Dude.
and
Yeah.
be like, "Yeah, you want a studio or something?"
Don't discount a
Well,
lot of
remember
people.
that Perfect Dark
Yes.
project is kind of on the rocks.
Yeah.
Could bring them in for that.
That's true. You could.
Actually, I have some melee combat in a Perfect Dark game as well. So that'd be kind of cool. That'd be a good direction to maybe
Yeah.
try it.
Even Tencent or NetEase or anyone.
Well, Tencent's talked about,
Yeah.
how we were talking about before, how
Yeah.
NetEase has been buying studios, but Tencent has been, they've been content to invest a little bit here, a little bit there. Tencent's recently changed their tune. They're like, we're going to start looking to actually make purchases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the prophecy has said that everyone shall be embraced. So
Yeah.
That's true. Yep.
How do they have money left?
I would love it if they jump ship to go work on a Marvel game, going from DC to Marvel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
That'd
because
be so funny.
James Gunn flipping from Marvel to DC, this would be a nice reciprocal thing. Put them on the Wolverine game, or get them at Insomniac or something, and help them work on the
Insomniac,
Wolverine game, or something
They
like
go to
that. Would be
Insomniac.
kind of cool. Because that game, you have pretty high expectations for that, and that's gonna be single player.
Oh,
It's
yeah, I do have high expectations.
oh yeah, I would definitely love to see them
for
help out with
Insomniac, I
that.
absolutely
Yeah,
do.
that'd be sick.
We've got more news to come, but if you've been enjoying the show so far, please take a second to like and subscribe on YouTube and ring the bell. It helps us and it helps you stay connected.
rate us too.
On podcast
On
services.
the audio podcast service of your choice. Give us a positive rating.
iTunes and Spotify are the big ones there.
Those are the big ones.
Napster.
Have you heard of those?
All right. It's that time. September NPDs.
Yeah.
Sales report
those
for North
things.
America. So hardware is up
Oh, okay.
for both PlayStation and Xbox.
Nice.
Total hardware is up 19% compared to a year ago.
The shortages are maybe
Yeah.
being less.
PS5's back in stock, you mean?
Yeah, just being able to buy them easier now.
Starting to see some photos.
Yeah.
Some Walmart photos.
How crazy is
stacks
it?
of
We're
PS5s.
We're almost 2 years in. Just now.
I do like this. So I'll
Me too.
let you get on with it before I say what I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
say.
No, that's fine. PS5 is first in both unit and dollar sales.
Oh.
There you go.
Wow.
Switch is second in unit sales. Xbox is second in dollar sales. There are 6 new video game releases ranked among the top 8
Wow.
this month.
Pretty
6.
good.
Wow.
It's good to hear.
And there is an increase in spending on gamepads, controllers,
they
in
break.
September, offsetting a decline in headsets and headphones.
Oh no.
The best-selling accessory of September in both unit and dollar sales was the Xbox wireless controller Carbon Black.
Yo,
Nice.
I got one of those too.
Yeah. Nice.
Sick, dude.
There's a new like Lunar Gray or something that came out this month, but
Yeah, they've been
it's not on
just
sale yet.
sneaking them out,
Well,
one color after another.
Not discounts. Some of them they go on sale for like $20, $30 cheaper, and I wait for those. So always a good thing. I like the hardware numbers because we're now hitting a bit of a little bit of consistency with Nintendo not being in first place.
Right.
So as PlayStation 5s are becoming easier to get, but also the other thing was like they weren't even like they were only second in units, not even in hardware, because more people are buying Xboxes, it seems like, because it was like second in dollar sales. So
Right.
I kind of
well,
like
Xboxes cost more.
it also
but yeah.
costs more as well, to be fair. But I like this because I feel like this is some of the pressure that needs to be like put to Nintendo a little bit, because Nintendo gets better when they have they're forced to compete a little bit. Like they're not just like on cruise control. So this makes me happy because this means like, hey,
Better games.
Maybe they got to start talking about like that
Switch
Switch
Pro?
successor at some point. Although they are doing just fine though. Like even in second place, like they're still like. Here's the thing: they're at one point in they were at 120 million or whatever, approaching 120 million. So it's like, how many more can you really sell? Like they're gonna hit like an upper limit at some point, and it's like, what do you expect? They can't keep selling record. Everyone already has one or bought 2 or 3. It's like, where do you go? You got to cap somewhere. Kind of like what was it Phil said about like Game Pass subscriptions? Like we expect they're going to start slowing down because everyone who's going to get one's going to get one.
It sounds like Game Pass is slowing down more than they expected right
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
It's an incredible value.
I don't have the details, but it sounds like, they were wanting
Maybe
quite a bit more
because
than what they're getting right now.
A lot of their big games got delayed.
But just general glad, like, PlayStation's finally like doing well. It was like, being kind of held back by their shortages. When they're doing well, when everyone's doing well, it's better for the industry. And I think them not selling as well because of the shortages. A lot of people are getting like upset about like games maybe being like exclusive, like how I'd be able to play these.
Final Fantasy 16, baby.
Yeah, this just makes it like kind of alleviates some of that, that frustration for people who do want to make that jump.
Yeah, absolutely. Onto the charts. As we said, we've got 6 new ones on the top 10.
Splatoon.
Yeah.
Number 4.
4, right?
The Last of Us. Part 1.
Remastered.
Number 5.
Wow. I did well.
Got some sports games.
Yeah, Madden. FIFA?
Madden was in
FIFA?
August.
FIFA's number 1.
There you
NHL?
go.
Did that?
Madden was there at number
NBA.
2. NBA was there at number 3.
There you go, NBA.
1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Wow.
So we're missing one.
One more new game. So
2 more new games, because Madden was there last month.
Oh.
Madden leads in August.
God of War pre-sales.
that would be
That's
so
funny.
good. It's like everybody's selling too much.
These are both, in a way, re-releases.
Oh. Both re-releases?
was there a PC port or something?
I'm
the Sony game?
to think. Oh, but I don't know if they'd have the PC thing on there. There's Uncharted just was, but I don't think that. Even
Yeah,
close.
that's too recent.
Yeah.
That just came out.
Yeah, and Spider-Man we already had on there from earlier this year. So
New games?
Mario plus Rabbids would be next month.
yeah, it's not
Yeah,
there
I'm
yet.
trying to think what came out
Yeah.
last month.
Again, we were talking about re-releases.
Re-releases, yeah.
Think about a game that had multiple re-releases in the same release.
Skyrim?
You speak in riddles.
The Cowabunga Collection.
Oh,
Made it in at number
wait.
6.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Wow.
Uncharted, yeah.
Dude, those turtles, man.
It's too bad Don is a little under the weather. He's in the other room.
Yeah.
He would love to hear this.
Yeah, wow.
And then the other new one was, believe it or not, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star
Dude,
Battle
I don't
R.
believe it.
JoJo
I
charted in
don't
the
believe it.
JoJo in the
Coming in
top
at number
10.
8.
JoJo in the top 10.
Never underestimate the power of anime, man.
JoJo. That means that
Desperate
One
Weaves.
Piece game next year is gonna be like number 1.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Oh yeah.
We got one other sort of newer title from this summer that's hanging in there on the top 10.
Sort of newer.
Sort of newer.
What came out in the summer?
A lot of games.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 are
Oh, I know one. There's no Mario Kart 8 still in the top.
Mario
10.
Kart 8's at number 10.
Yeah, that's never going away.
The other one, I think you can
Super Smash Brothers.
guess.
Call of Duty,
No.
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
Number
Elden
9.
Ring.
Woo!
Still trucking.
Yeah.
But the other one is Saints Row.
Oh,
At 7.
Saints.
Oh, Chad.
but that's a
Chad
kind of a
guessed
big
that,
deal,
actually.
right? Because people are writing it off that didn't do well. It's still charting.
It didn't do well
do
as
what they
expected.
wanted.
But
Yeah.
It was number 2 last month.
Yeah, but it's still in the
yeah.
top 10
Yeah,
after
but that-
second month. I thought that thing would drop like a rock.
Thing, I don't know.
I don't know. That's a little bit of optimism there.
But you mentioned Smash Brothers. That was down at 14.
Yeah, it's fine.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War was at 15. Call of Duty Vanguard was at 17.
Call of Duty. I was waiting for the time where I just have like 10 Call of Duties, like in the bottom 20 or whatever. It's like
But yeah, the full list: number 1 FIFA, number 2 Madden, number 3 NBA, number 4 Splatoon 3, number 5 Last of Us, number 6 Cowabunga, number 7 Saints Row, number 8 JoJo, number 9 Elden Ring, number 10 Mario Kart, number 11 Minecraft,
of course.
number 12 Spider-Man,
Nice.
number 13 Lego Star Wars,
Yo.
number 14 Smash, number 15 Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, number 16 Horizon Forbidden West,
Oh, okay.
All right, still in there.
17 Call of Duty Vanguard, 18 Assassin's Creed Valhalla still going,
Dang.
19 MLB The Show 22 still going,
Yeah.
and 20 Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Oh, wow.
Kakarot back.
Yeah, I think it's
Out of an
getting a
unopened
current
door.
gen port, I believe, or it came out, but it was. The Horizon thing, do they include like the pack-in with the system? Because they've been selling a lot of those.
I don't think that they do, but
Okay.
that's a question. Let me see if it says on the thing. That's a question I
I thought
don't
like
really
bundles
know.
weren't included.
Yeah, I don't think
but,
they
like,
do the.
Okay.
I don't think they do the game as the
Got it.
bundle. I think they sell or they show the hardware as the bundle,
Got it.
but I don't think they list the game in the game sales when they do that.
Cool.
But uncertain on
Wow.
that response.
CFVGM points out that the TMNT placement is even more impressive when you remember that it's revenue based and that game is $40.
Right.
So it sold a
That is
bunch.
impressive, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
It's really, really good. Congrats to Chris Kohler, my friend who worked on that.
It's a good collection. It's a good collection.
Give me my Metal Gear collection.
Yeah, Chris. Back
Yeah,
to work.
yeah, Chris,
Give
make
us
it
more
happen.
collections. Give us a sound.
Get after it.
Yeah, get them happening.
Yeah.
This by Konami, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah, Chris Kohler specifically.
One Konami, please.
And he can trade it for Pikmin 4.
He's at Digital Eclipse.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
They'll both be embraced. It'll be fine.
Only a matter of time.
Also this week, the Callisto Protocol has been canceled in Japan. As,
Someone in chat told me that
yeah.
the Dead Space games never came out in Japan either. I didn't know
they
that.
never came out?
That's what someone said. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, they opted
What?
not to censor the game to meet Zero rating standards.
Yeah.
Pre-orders
Crazy.
will be refunded.
That game must be. I mean, Yeah. I'm sure that game's gory as hell. As I
is that
expected to be.
is that a gore thing or like a nudity thing?
I think it's a gore thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Resident Evil 4,
Can't show
the
decapitation,
chainsaw won't
yeah.
show
Yeah, I
the chopped off
remember-
head.
Oh.
Resident Evil 2 remake, like some of the differences were pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have a Z rating there for excessive gore.
Z. Dude.
But apparently from the article, they said even that's censored compared to the Western
Yeah.
releases.
That's funny.
Dang.
Wonder how Australia will take it.
Oh, yeah.
It'll just cost 5 times more.
Yeah. $200.
This is a crazy one. Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition and Age of Empires 4 will be coming to consoles
Cool.
next year. A lot of work being done to put in new UI and controller.
Yeah,
based
you
control
gotta
scheme.
totally redo
controller
the whole
support.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
you absolutely
Love
got
it.
it. That's
Love
cool.
it. Yeah.
It's still gonna support mouse and keyboard though. If you want
That's
to play
good,
those
yeah.
into your Xbox.
Blood, that gives me, if this, whatever this Activision thing goes through, this gives me hope that they will do something with Warcraft for God's sakes.
Oh yeah.
Please, just
Holy
redo
crap.
Warcraft Reforged. Just do it right. Please. Please.
The hope.
The hope. Even like the first 2
Opium.
games, like remake those or something.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of lessons that could be learned from that.
Chat informs, first time chatter informs that it's usually just drugs that get things banned in Australia.
Okay.
Okay. Got it.
So, gore is fine.
Games on PlayStation Plus Extra and Premium tiers no longer show expiration dates.
Yo.
People have noticed.
That is interesting.
So
Why?
players have no way of knowing how
When
long a
something's
game will
leaving.
remain on the service until it's removed.
Yeah, I don't know why do that.
Like, Yeah, I don't get it. So many streaming services, that was like one of the things people push for so much. And like you have even categories that say like leaving soon. And like even on entries that say it leaves this on this date. It's such a nice, convenient
Well, they
thing.
have the category still that says
It's
leaving
leaving
soon.
soon.
Yeah, but
but
like
it's
but
not
on the
when.
entry not saying
Yeah,
like, it's just,
hard date would be nice.
I don't know. That's so weird.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Maybe Sony has cut a deal with one of those like mid-level websites that's like, here's what's leaving this month on Netflix or whatever, just so they can get articles.
What I was thinking is that maybe that's because it's still so new and they're trying to like juggle all of those contracts for how long to keep things on the service. Maybe like they feel that the dates are too changeable. Like they're not confident in when those things will actually
maybe.
go away.
see, so
Maybe.
okay, but yeah, sort it out then.
Yeah, sort it out. Exactly.
Sort it out.
Get that sorted out, please.
Who also needs to sort it out? Bayonetta actor Helen Taylor tweeted
Yeah,
a follow-up this week
We did do it, sorted out.
Yeah, we did just sort of.
that confirms elements of Jason Schreier's reports, despite her continuing to dispute them. While we still don't have the full picture, it's become clear that her initial plea was largely made by misrepresenting how much she was offered for the role.
Not a good look.
No,
Not a good look to get people to believe you and get on your side.
been a mess of a story. Yep. Square Enix trademarked the term symbiogenesis
Woo!
in Japan, which at first glance
Excellent.
appears to be a reference to Parasite Eve.
Excellent.
And will be a mobile gotcha game.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
hope is a disease.
Hey, they're doing good work with Tactics Ogre from what I've seen for the
True,
most part.
true.
So
Yeah.
So that's absolutely true.
what I am envisioning, Blood, is kind of what they did with Final Fantasy VIII, that remaster version where they kind of like upped the models of some of the characters and stuff like that. I could see them doing something along those lines.
So you think this is a re-release?
Yeah, like
new
a
version?
like
You don't
a
think it's
remaster,
new entry?
or like what they did with. It could just be like a simple remaster, like they did with Chrono Cross or something. Hopefully, a little better than that, but hopefully, it's just,
So
for God's sake, something.
it's gonna be called Parasite Eve.
Well, they could do like a subtitle for
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
Like
I
who knows
see.
what whatever edition, you know.
Gotcha.
Because they did Parasite Eve 2,
Two,
and then
then
the third
birthday.
Third birthday. Yeah. What if it's a third birthday remake?
Out of all of them, out of all of them, they do that.
Just skip all of
mean,
them.
yeah.
And it's a gotcha.
Now's a good time to do a remake of this game, though, if they're going to do it, especially with horror games.
Yeah.
Having so many good remakes, and you could make a really rad remake of Parasite Eve nowadays. Like have some like third-person shooting, obviously, but some like RPG elements, like they got with like Final Fantasy VII Remake. A couple hot commands like there, put them on there. Your fire spell, good stuff. You could do it. Really cool setting, New York City, really rad. Please don't let that series die. It's cool. Please, Square.
The phones are the save points.
Phones are the save points.
Don't not save.
Save always.
Don't not save.
I started it on a plane and then didn't save, and I lost the whole first hour of the game.
Somerville. Do you remember this game?
Yes.
Yeah.
The name.
It's from former Playdead staff, makers of Limbo and Inside. Centers on a family during an alien invasion.
Oh, I do remember this now.
Signs.
Yeah, I remember Huber being like, "I'm in." When
It's
he said-
out in 2 weeks, Brad.
Wow.
November
Whoa.
15th.
Dang, I think Don has that on his
Let him drown in
fantasy critic thing.
A little bit more than 2 weeks, but yeah,
That's pretty quick.
it's very quick.
I'm drowning.
I don't even know who to
games.
talk to on that one. I gotta find the contact.
Yeah.
Because I checked my emails and like, crap. No,
Yeah.
I don't have that. And then some sad news. Found out in an odd way. Found out with the credits of the re-released Sega Mega Drive.
Oh yeah.
Veteran Sega developer Rieko Kodama passed away at age 58. She was the main artist on the original Phantasy Star series, worked on Altered Beast, Sonic, and Alex Kidd, was a producer on Skies of Arcadia,
Kidd, yeah.
and was recognized with the Pioneer Award at GDC 2019. I also saw a great Twitter thread from Brandon Sheffield about her and a Saturn title called Magic Knight Ray Earth, which I don't know anything about, but it sounds like it was really special and fantastic game. It feels like she, from everything he was saying, like she was a core part of Sega's identity through
Yeah.
the years, and also a core example for women developers to be able to be a big part of these teams
Yeah,
and
definitely.
not just be like in a box of making girl games or whatever.
Yeah,
you know,
totally. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's a damn shame.
yeah,
What a
our
legend.
condolences to everybody that worked with her and family and everything
Man, that
else.
Fantasy Star art was sick too. When I think about it.
It's time for Love and Respect.
Love and respect.
From the champ,
Oh.
Halloween is around the corner.
Woo!
My question to the panel: what was the most terrifying or tense moment you've ever experienced in a video game?
Terrifying. Dude. When I played Resident Evil 1, when it like came out, I was pretty young. What year was that? Like 1996 or something? Anyways, I was
Yeah.
pretty young. Didn't know anything about it really. The zombie turn, obviously terrifying. And the dog through the window. Legendary jump scare.
Very good one.
Gave me a heart attack.
Making me go through that damn house and village.
House Being Vento?
Yeah. Just
The baby.
The baby.
Dude, I can't wait to do that in VR.
No. I know it's not everyone's type of like scare, but for me, I was not like nope. Get me out of this shit right now. That and the part when Rose, the staircase where it goes dark early in RE7, and she just comes out of the
Mia?
darkness.
With Mia coming out? Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
I
yeah.
was on Mia. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Dude.
That part was...
Dude, that part in VR Downmounting was terrifying.
Not a fan of that part either. I was like, I'd like to leave now.
Wow.
This house sucks.
Wow.
Definitely like the giant head jump scare in Silent Hill 4.
Yep.
Best biggest jump scare
Yep.
maybe. And then PT. Just the week that we had PT on constantly at
dude.
game
Yeah.
trailers, it wormed its way into my brain so hard.
One I just thought of when you were talking about the Resident Evil stuff was that first VR demo of the kitchen before it was
yeah.
officially a Resident Evil
Yeah,
thing.
people didn't know.
And just having that woman with the knife right in my face. And
Was it Marguerite in that?
No, I don't think it was.
Oh, okay.
Somebody's probably got footage to compare of the kitchen. I want to say it was like Mia or something, but I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe.
But and then a classic, Eternal Darkness. Turn the corner, all of a sudden you see memory cards are being deleted.
Oh, man. That's funny.
My save files are going away. What's happening?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks more like Mia.
Telling you to reset your system and stuff, whatever. I was like,
Some Kojima stuff.
Yeah, people had fun with memory cards.
Yeah.
In the early days.
Man, I love the memory card icons.
well, I have cloud saves. Let's just do it that way. Read your cloud saves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Deleting your cloud save.
Yeah.
No.
Yoko Taro deleting. You see what
Oh,
he just
yeah,
did?
it could have a cloud sync update, but then the sync takes you back to a checkpoint from a couple of days ago or something.
Oh, my
Apparently,
God.
Yoko Taro just did that with that Sino Alice game and the Taiwan version of the Taiwanese version of it. Apparently, deletes your whole account for a new update for a new ending.
That's so funny. Damn. What a troll.
Wow. You could probably do some stuff with microtransactions and stuff too, but I don't
Yeah,
know.
your credit card starts charging. Parents will be freaked out real fast about that.
Wow.
Send you fake. It can send you a fake email too, saying you've just
Yeah,
spent.
that is scary.
Sure, the company's customer service would not be very happy
No,
with that.
no.
We're getting a lot of complaints. We're not seeing this is actually happening.
Did you guys mention Doki Doki literature?
No. I haven't played
Does
it.
some
Doki.
stuff does some stuff like that where the game itself is like you could always just save and then try the thing and then it deletes your save. That kind of stuff.
Nice. Fun one from Rodrigo. Hey, allies, here's a stupid, crazy question. What's up with Twitter? I've noticed more and more of the games media and discussion have tended to be anchored in Twitter. Sometimes I hear journalists or podcast professionals say, this game wasn't really well received, or people didn't like X or Y element, and the only thing to show for it is some tweets. Likewise, I'll hear people say game didn't really make an impact based on Twitter traction when the game has actually sold bazillions. Even articles are sometimes just a summary of tweets. Am I going crazy? I ask you again, what's up with Twitter? How and when did Twitter get to be so prevalent in the gaming space, or at least for gaming media? How and how much do you engage with it? And do you think there's a gap between the gaming Twitter sphere and the larger player base opinion? Love and respect. Happy Halloween.
I can't even remember when it got big. Like what was the starting point of like this type of stuff happening? I don't even remember how long ago. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's been around, so it feels like it's been around for like ever at this point.
I mean, it's just one metric. I don't know, gauging popularity. It's one tool, I guess you can use. It's not the only one,
You know what?
obviously.
It's probably influencers. This is all like influencer talk, right?
Yeah,
here.
it's all their fault.
Yeah, because it's like social clout. So
Yeah.
if like you're not getting like talked about on Twitter, then
You're
you have no
nobody.
social clout, so you're nobody. So
That's
the
right.
influencers don't read Twitter, just like, yo, this game, like, who cares? Sold a bazillion copies. I didn't see anyone retweet about it or
Yeah,
anything. Bye. It got
Right.
ratioed out of here.
It's like Huber with Animal Crossing. He's not seeing it on Twitter anymore, so it's a dead game.
Right?
It does not exist in my world, so therefore it exists for nobody anymore.
I do think there's a part of that though that it's like it is like social circles,
Yeah,
right?
it is,
You know,
yeah.
so it's not just the general public, but it's like, oh, it's what all my friends and their friends are saying. So when you're in the industry or the games media or whatever, like you see more and more things from whether it be indie developers or people at IGN that you might have never met or whoever, and so you kind of get the reaction from your
Yeah, it's
peer
definitely
group or
the
whatever.
public court or forum, whatever, for a lot of
Yeah.
games media, for sure. Like, that's the reason I joined Twitter, is for game stuff back in the day.
Apparently, like hot off the presses, Elon Musk officially took ownership of Twitter like hours ago.
Yeah, he had a deadline for tomorrow, right?
Yeah, it's like happened apparently.
Oh boy.
So there's that.
There's that.
Hopefully, it'll kill Twitter forever, and we can just stop being.
Yay!
Yeah, I don't know what'll happen, if it'll make a difference or
Nothing will happen.
not. But yeah, I think but the other part of it of people putting too much stock in what's being said
sure.
is absolutely true.
Yeah.
One of the things that I ended up not putting in also this week, but we can just talk about it now. Brawlhalla added Simon Belmont and Alucard and Inverted Castle. And you want to talk about a game that nobody on Twitter is talking about. It's
yeah.
Brawlhalla. Like, I don't know anybody playing that game. And Ubisoft, we have 80 million players.
Yep.
80 million players.
Still kicking.
Obviously, they're not all playing at the same time.
Right, but
Obviously, a lot of
that's
people
a
have played
lot
it and
of
they're done with
people.
it. But that's a lot.
That's a lot of people check out your game.
And when they're still getting,
Updates,
new
yeah.
characters all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
Dance.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Constantly,
Constantly
still
selling.
getting players.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many people, cry about the Ubisoft formula. Like,
Keep
all
selling,
their open
baby.
world games keep selling.
Yeah, keep selling. Everyone complaining about Last of Us. Kept sold pretty well.
Yeah, it did.
But I
make
guess a lot of people
dent
backed
in
it up
Last
too.
Of Us, but
yeah, of course. But
and then when we talk about like a lot of sports games aren't too much of a topic. Like I see people tweet about MLB or whatever.
yeah, but not a lot.
Not to the
Depends
same
on how much
degree.
they sell.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like, again, it's what you said earlier, Bloodworth, just falls out of a lot of like our circles. I imagine there are a lot of discussion on social media for all the major sports games. I bet it's probably more active than a lot of the games we think are big. We don't really follow those people, so we don't like see those discussions happening. But yeah.
Let's play a game.
Always.
Yeah,
Every time.
Jack gets to see how awkward this is before we add the music.
There you go.
From Jerry Young. Hi, Elias. I have a game for you. I'm bad with names, so I will skip naming it. Let's see how well you know your reviews. Below are excerpts from Easy A reviews with keywords
we're
omitted.
back.
Ooh, these are fun.
Yeah, these are fun. And this one is fairly recent. These are all pretty recent games this time around.
Oh wait, Blood. M-Bun says, "Don't worry, the music doesn't make it any less awkward."
All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right. Blank is a solid follow-up to Blank and Blank's haunting saga. The expanded scope offers deeper insight into the world and characters. even if some of the main plot beats don't always hit the mark. Combat and stealth are improved over the original.
That's
while the
Huber?
sword-
Is this RE8?
No, it's Plague Tale, maybe?
Plague Tale,
Oh,
right?
Plague
Yeah.
Tale.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say, this is a horror game or some kind of like.
Blank continues the winning combo that Blank landed on with this series and remains as fast-paced and addictive as ever. Aside from some work needed to make Blanks less frustrating, the bigger issue is that it follows in its predecessor's footsteps perhaps a bit too closely.
Is this you?
Is this
with
you?
Splatoon?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. So
If it isn't obvious at this point, Blank parents and Blank enthusiasts are going to fall in love with Blank. Yet its appeal scratches deep below the surface by weaving a powerful story about the struggles of humanity wrapped up in an alluring dystopian world. Blank excels at delivering simple pleasures that all add up to leave you with an overwhelming sense of fulfillment.
Is this Damiani? No?
Yeah?
It is?
I said,
Is it rabbits?
parents,
Dystopian.
dystopian and parents. Oh, this is Stray.
Stray.
The parents, I had to think for a second. I'm like, oh, it's not children. And as soon as I was like, yeah, I know it now. I know it now.
Yeah, don't you worry about Blank. Let me worry about Blank.
Blank stands out with distinct elemental combat that feels fun to perform, and great care has been put into its haunting urban settings. The story and tactics lack development and variety in later chapters.
This
but
is Rabbids.
it's still worth exploring
In
Blank's
urban settings?
spooky rendition of Blank.
Elemental combat.
Is this like The Last of Us remastered?
Elemental combat?
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that'd be interesting.
They really remastered it. Ooh, Ghostwire?
Yes.
There you go.
That chat. That goes to chat. Chat
Oh.
said that.
Elemental. That's right. Okay.
Sea Monk.
Blank doesn't offer anything essential, but it scratches a very specific itch. Blank Era Blank is an entertaining setting, and the lethal sword duels are engaging, albeit basic.
Lethal sword.
A few extra enemy types and further insight into Blank's struggle could have elevated Blank to greater heights, but it's still a fun diversion for those looking to clash swords.
Clash
Clash
Swords.
Swords.
Is that me? With Thymesia? No? Okay.
How recent are all of
Clash
these?
Sword. What
This
did
year.
I do?
All this year? Okay.
What the hell
Clash
did I review?
Swords?
What did I review? What this? Yeah, I never remember what I did, dude. Clash Swords.
You checked it out early, too.
Shoot. What did I?
Talked about that one quite a bit.
Is
Oh.
it Elden Ring? Like Clash Swords doesn't sound like something I'd write for that.
Chat thinks it's Trek to Yomi, but I thought that was
is.
Huber.
I didn't review that.
That was Huber.
Oh, it's you that reviewed that.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it mixed up. But there it is. That's the last one.
Okay.
All right.
No Brad ones then. huh?
No, my reviews.
These games make me want to write reviews just so I can get quoted in the game.
There you go.
All right, some don't skips.
I have
You have.
2 for Outer Wilds. Basically.
It's time for bets. This week's bet. Harvestella launches next week on November 4th. I'm going a little bit out of a limb here because I don't know when reviews are going to go up for this one. Haven't gotten that game yet. But next Thursday, I'm going to check OpenCritic for the first 10 English reviews. We're going to do another over-under bet. Will I see more instances of the words Harvest Moon or the words Stardew Valley? And by how much?
This is a great bet.
Brad,
Over Harvest Moon by 1.
HM +1. Damiani,
I did Stardew Valley +2.
Nice, dude. Good.
+2.
Good. So like this.
Isla,
Well, I also did Stardew Valley +2.
nice. And then I did Stardew +1.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Last week's bet. Signalis
Woo!
is out today.
And it's good.
It's old school survival horror, much like Resident Evil, but futuristic setting with robots and such. You have a limited inventory. You can only carry 6 items at a time. I started a new game, looked in the inventory, and then didn't have anything when you start. But I read the description for the first item that I picked up, looking to find the word count for that description. Huber bet that it would be 9 words. Brad bet that it would be 15 words. Damiani bet 21 words. Don bet 9 words. And I bet 23 words. The first item that I picked up was a photograph.
Oh, man. Look at this. Sorry.
Look at this.
And the description reads, a photograph taken on self-developing film. Despite the damage, Ariane Young can still be seen on it.
Wow.
Which comes to 17 words.
Yeah.
Brad, he's the winner.
Yeah.
Oh, let's do this.
Bringing the scores to Massive Chubbs 21, Splish. And Malodorous Sea Lions 20.
Taking the win.
Taking the win.
Let me tell you about patreon.com/easyallies. That is how we are funded. That is how we are supported. People that like our stuff pay us, and we make more stuff. I just want to express how much that I believe in Patreon. I believe in this model. I think it is the best way for us to do things. I mean, not even Patreon specifically, but just fan funding. It's like, if you like it, you pay for it. You're not some advertiser that is trying to, get at somebody else via our content.
Though we love and appreciate our advertisers.
We do appreciate our advertisers, but they literally make everything worse. They do. They literally do. Other than funding.
This is a new segment from Bloodmark right here called Blood on Hinge.
What is happening?
I feel uncomfortable. I feel
Is blood quitting? What's happening?
No, it's okay. But yeah, I mean, if you look, if you look at any website, you gotta hit all the pop-up things and all that stuff. So
Well, we don't have those, Blood.
we don't have those, but we have to get those eventually.
Don't focus on it.
exactly.
All right. Move on.
So if you don't want those
Just
things,
edit the live.
become a patron.
Edit the live.
Take us offline.
And if you become a patron, you get an ad-free version of this podcast. You get 2 extra love and respect questions, and you get some other fun bonuses. You get Fast and Loose, which went up today.
It did? Oh, yeah. That's a good show.
If you go to $5 here, you get early access, so you can check out this VOD here with those extra love and respect questions that we're going to record after the live taping. And you get access to our Discord, where we get to interact with you. You get to post news stories. You get to talk about food, pictures, all kinds of fun stuff in there. And at the high-level tiers, people get to get shout-outs on our podcasts. And this month's shout-outs go to Javawabs, El Thanis, Greg, The Dark Knight Kettering, and Anacroth. Shout out.
Shout out.
Brad,
Yes.
you won that bet.
Yes.
You were nice and close on that one. Mm-hmm. You get to promote any Easy Allies video you would like to promote. You get the final word in anything you've disagreed with, want to reiterate, or just popped in your head. And you get to sign off with your trademark. Sign off.
Sure. Check out the newest episode of Frame Trap with me, Damiani, and Mike Huber. We talk about a lot of good stuff like Gotham Knights, and A Plague Tale, and Persona 5 Royal. It's a good episode, a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it. And zoom in on me, Isla.
Okay.
That's okay. We're good.
I got it. You're out of focus
Okay.
now.
It's all right. Square. Please
Look at your camera.
do this one.
No, yeah, you had it.
Want
You
the
had
red
it.
light.
Red
I
light.
know, I'm
The red light.
Look at me.
There it is.
Look at me. Look at me. Don't fuck up Parasite Eve. Show it the respect it deserves, or you're done. And for my sign off, it's gonna be a new thing. It's for all my One Piece fans out there. You gotta do it with me. You gotta do it with me.
Well, I don't know One Piece,
Go
so
like this, you go, super! Just do your arms like that, Damiani. Just super! Yeah, there we go. Zoom in on me.
The Easy Allies would like to thank our Patreon podcast producers. We apologize in advance for all the ally names we are about to misspell and mispronounce. Jabawabs, Anacroth, Elphanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, Alexander Zirianov, Hesperus84, Stomps, Bradley Spees, Jay Shee, Jesper Popmel Dufay, Mellow Fellow, Rob Bob Will, Roy Sung. 44 stars, Andreas Risberg, Andri, Arvind, Aurelien Grenier, Beaten Down Brian, Benjamin Arp, Brandon White, Brian Kruger, Katie Garza, Caleb Crawford, Colton Pitzion, Crashams, Dale Sun, Daniel Martinek, Danny Vlar, Dave Red, DBA, Dimitri Zetas, Discarded Digit, Douglas Chomich, DRD 7 of 14, Edward Gonzalez, Estocal, Faraz Rizvi, Freya Lawson, Garrett Holfish, G. Levin, Hayden Hargraves, Happy Gaming, Isaac Swanson, Jesse Blue, Jesus R., Joey Bruno, Joseph Caruso, Kroldemort, Leif, Mango, Matthew Holcomb, Matthew Pauling, Miguel Rivas, Mo Grant, Mr. One Luigi, Nathan Watkins, Paul Sway, Pete Shoemaker, Ronka Q, Raylon, Raymond Wheeler III, Ritz 1906, Robert Stoffel, Sage Mode Q, Sam Handrick, Sigma, S Snake 24, Stepan Hakobian, Stephen Thomason, T-Beaks 15, The Banana Forklift Killer, Chum Nguyen, Walker Hope, Rack, Zigazich, Anish Door, Aaron Haney, Accounts Payable, Adam Henry, Alex McMillan, Alex Monaco, Alex AI, Alexander Irving, Alexander Sheck, Anthony Galvin, Antonio Coyne, Arthur Lau, Barry Tomasini, Blue, Bob Starling, Brian Foster, Bryce Hornsby, Brittany Fuller, Bunny Chen, C.S. Lewis, Candy Coated Thorns, Chief Uhu, Christian Semniak, Christopher Santis, Clay Roberts, Colin Montot, Corey Jackson, Corey Landega, Culinary Stud, Cyberboa, Dan Sebring, Daniel Wong, David Wilson, Delisi, DF, Edison S. Prada Jr., Eric Tobias, Espen Gotchman, Ethereal Ether, Fishflop, Forever Ender, Forrest, Gabriel Aberg, Gabriel Smith, Gary James, Gladius Wing Zero, Glenn Olson, Graham, Gustav Strombaum, Hadi Ali, Helen Y, Hitman 47, iSun Chor, Ian Anderson, Ivan Swade, Jack Cullen, Jay Aldiar, Jameson Lapine, Jen Nicholas Frogshirt Tilk, JC3, Jeff ZOVGM Easton, Jeffrey Ruchtenwald, Gerald, Jeremy Ferris, Jesse Fish, Jesse Wilkeson, Joey Din, John Gallagher, John McCullough, Jordan Phillips, Jose Gutierrez, Julius Garcia, Junya Motomura, Carl Williams, Kevin Gillet, Leon Keys, Linson Wu, Luis Ibarra, Lion Crown 19, Marco Hernandez, Materia Addict, Matt Karwoski, Mazrim Tame, Megadet, Michael Clendenan, Miguel, Mike Zero, Mikey Mizek Novak, Mr. Anarchy, Mr. Matity, Nefertiti Jenkins, Nicholas Johnson, Nycrypt, Ninja Kitty Meow, Nevi Sun, Orugachino, Pablo Rodriguez, Patrick Held, Pojo TMC, RF Switch, Reed Johnson, Richard Ma, Salvers, Sam Sorensen, Samuel Copeland, Sean Pavlov, Sebastian Trier, Shauna Bowman, Seymour, Sneaky Gato, Splontot, Strikeout NZ, Soltab, Taffy 9K, Tim Strothman, Tim O'Keefe, TJ Sullivan, Toad Shadow, Tokyo Slim, Travis Eng, Trevor Thomas, Trizac, V8 Dave, Volker Bach, Wouter DeHaze, Zach Hardy, Zach Wojnar.